Hello everyone, I want to talk about this 1981 Chevy Corvette T-Tops with only 16,000 original miles on it. We'll have some people that are going to question if it's 16,000 miles on it. It's a one owner vehicle, it still has the original tires on it. I'm going to bring Tim into the conversation here, who is our master technician. He went with me to pick up the vehicle, we put it on the lift, and there's some things that he noticed right away that document that the car does have 16,000 miles on it and verify that. Hey Tim.
Hey, how are you?
So what do you think? You know, people are going to question us. Hey, it's got 116,000 miles on it, or does it have 16,000 miles on it from this one owner vehicle from Reading, PA?
So I just look around and I see, a lot of the details. Like we can just look at the finish on, the brake calipers and stuff like that. And then I'm just going around and looking for a lot of this stuff that was original from when the car was built. And up front is some of this stuff that's really, really evident up here. We go up here to the engine, and there are shields on the spark plug wires, like heat shields on the spark plug wires, I've never seen before. I swear when these cars probably had 15, 20,000 miles, they took them in and had spark plugs replaced. The guys ripped these heat shields off and never put them back on again. And this heat shield's still here, and the finish isn't even messed up on it. This lower shield for the, for these wires going to the back of the engine, I've never seen that shield before in my life. I was astounded when I saw that. It's obviously, this is the filter that it had on. We got it. This is an old AC filter. It looks like it came from the Chevy dealership. The paint is still, on the oil pan and the harmonic balancer. And then I noticed up here on the coil springs, you see this sticker, right? For the springs from when it was brand new. It still has the factory stickers on the springs and the shock absorber. I noticed the finish on the dust shields for the brakes. I couldn't believe the condition of this car. It was unbelievable. It's still got all the original paint on the control arms, and you can see from when they assembled this thing, it's not even rusty on the control arm bushings where they were pressed into the control arms. The car was never bottomed out. The chin spoiler is still in excellent condition. I couldn't believe this car when we picked it up, and I went under here to hook up the chains to tow it onto the truck. We switched it up and put straps on because I didn't want to even scratch the rubber chin. We usually never have to worry about that. So really, that's all the stuff that I noticed that I think just makes this thing obviously a true 16,000 mile car. And then I haven't seen this tread design on, a Goodyear poly steel. I think these are absolutely the original tires, because this tread design I haven't seen in years. So I have no doubt in my mind that this is a true, real deal 16,000 mile car.
So Tim, why don't you
unreal.
talk about what we're going to be doing in the shop with the brake master cylinder? We didn't want to replace it.
Yeah, so we don't want to replace the master cylinder because, it's an original part. So I got a rebuild kit for the master cylinder. We will probably put some brake hoses on it. We'll run through, bleed everything out. And then if need be, we'll rebuild brake calipers if we have to. I don't think we'll probably have to, but if we do, it's not a big deal to put new seals in those. So we're gonna keep this thing with as many original parts as possible. When we had Robert detail this thing, we went through it with him under the hood and just showed him we don't even need to pressure wash this thing. All we had to really do is just run a hose over it with a little bit of cleaner in spots, because we didn't want to lose any of the original stickers from when the vehicle was assembled at the factory. And if you guys take a look under the hood, you'll see some of that stuff too. But, when I look at all the nooks and crannies on the car, that's all the stuff that indicates to me that, this thing is the real deal. It's never been jacked up to where they, a lot of times If it's at a regular old garage, they'll jack it up in the wrong place. They'll break a lot of this plastic up. None of that has ever happened. This thing has really been handled with kid gloves its whole life. It's still got all the grease from every time they pumped grease in this thing when they had an oil change and lube done. Back in the day when we used to call it a lube oil change because we still had grease fittings. So pretty cool car.
Yeah, we're really excited to get the opportunity to purchase this vehicle from the family. The gentleman is still living. After Tim's done the brakes, we ordered a new power antenna. We're going to be putting that on. And then we replaced the AC DELCO air filter. We put a new one on there. We filled it with some premium fresh gas, and the fuel gauge is working. The vacuum headlights are working on the vehicle. AC turns on, and all the rubber fittings inside and the seals of the T-tops are in great shape. They're not rotted out. So it was in a nice warm garage over in Reading, PA. And we were contacted by the family to buy it, and just so happy to have this time capsule here and get it proper for the next home.